And so what was your job
I
here?
was a fireman.
Really?
Later on, I ended up running a fire department, but I only had
Oh,
the
you
rank
did?
of captain. So when they started going over,
Uh-huh.
they didn't have a chief anymore, and we started using old equipment and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And the crews got cut back
Mm-hmm.
to about like 5 guys on a shift.
Uh-huh. And so in your did you have a separate fire department just for
They
this
had their own
facility?
fire department. The steel
Yeah.
company was so big that it was like its own city in a
Yeah.
city. It had its own fire department. It had its own police force,
Yeah.
which was plant patrol.
Right.
It's
It makes perfect
unbelievable.
sense. It makes perfect sense because of the nature of the work.
Yeah, 'cause
and
it went from here to what they call East Lehigh. That's where I guess the power outfit is out there now,
Mhm.
and other things. Then a coke plant was down the other end.
Mhm.
They thought they could pipe coke gas up here and use that, but it never worked out for them.
Mhm. And was that your only job? The
All the time that I was here, yeah, I started out as a fireman, and as I said, the Larry cars. One of the first jobs I had was to inspect. They used to each have a 20-pound fire extinguisher on
Uh-huh.
it. So I got to ride from the sintering plant all the way down to the blast furnace
Oh.
on the back of it, and one of them checking them out.
Uh-huh.
It was
Wow.
a great job. It paid good, and
Uh-huh.
for somebody with a lesser education, I mean, it took care of a lot of people.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's a shame that it had to end.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm here. You know, I mean, visually it's really beautiful, but there's also
It was scary. It was as beautiful as it was just that scary when it was running.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
I don't
sure.
know how many in my term there. I can think of at least 5 people that were killed here,
Wow.
and a lot of the mistakes were made because they didn't disregarded safety rules.
Oh, they
Or
weren't.
something went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
The poor guy that got run over, the last one that we took out of the blast furnace.
Uh-huh.
He got run over by a truck backing up. He never heard it because the roar was so loud
It
when
was
they
so-
charged the furnaces.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the place is really interesting visually, but also as I sit and I look at it for hours as I
So
paint.
how many people this supported
Yes.
that didn't have really good educations?
Yes.
And I was from the south side of Bethlehem. We were
Right.
raised poor, and
Right.
the whole goal in life was to get a job at the steel company. And
Yeah.
then you could without a college education.
Yeah, I know what that's like, growing up in a company town. That's the ideal or the expected that you would get a
Yeah,
job
your
at
parents
the-
didn't talk about college. They talked about getting a job.
right, which is not necessarily bad advice, especially
What's
now.
funny was toward
Yeah.
the end of the steel company, a lot of kids were coming in that were college graduates, and they
Yeah.
could make more money working here than they could with their degrees that weren't doing them any good.
Right. Well, I think even more of that's happening now. You
Yeah.
know, we're educating these kids and getting degrees, but there's no jobs for them to do, or they have to
You know,
go
I'll
into
tell
a
you
different.
What's scary is I think what they did with the education level. When I was growing up, I
Yeah.
didn't think of college because I thought you had to be a real genius to go to college. Now they put it on a curve
Yeah.
that any idiot can go to college because
Yeah.
they're gonna, as long as they got the money to go.
Well, that's it. I mean, now it's about the universities making money than
That's
it
what
is.
The whole thing is now, and then I
It's-
get a biggest kick out of when the teachers go on strike. They do it for the kids. They do
Yeah.
it for their pensions. Who are they trying to shit?
Yeah, right.
It's like unbelievable. That's a beautiful piece of art.
Yeah, thank you. But I just, as I stand here and I look at it, there's so much food for thought while I'm doing it.
There were a lot of people that went
Yeah.
through here, that passed through here. A lot
Yeah.
of good men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then toward the end, they finally started getting women, and it was like
Yeah. Yeah, but
guys
then
couldn't do enough for the women. That was what was funny about it.
oh,
Some of them
it
had
changed the
rougher, some of
dynamic.
them-
Yeah.
Some of the women were more manly than some of the men that were there.
Yeah. Scrappy.
The whole thing wrong with what happened was I seen both sides. I seen the union side and I seen the salaried side.
Yeah.
Salary, we never got anything back when we gave it to them. The union got everything back.
Oh,
And it
I
was
see.
the first day I started. I come back from Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
I went on a job with the pipe fitters, and I
Uh-huh.
went to the rest of them went on break. I went to hand the guy a wrench, and he told me I couldn't do that. They filed a grievance against me, and they had to pay. 'Cause
Oh.
I handed the guy a wrench, although nobody was around.
Uh-huh.
A lot
Oh,
of the
because
Iranian rules took this whole damn thing down to tubes.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's both, probably both management
Yeah,
and
management. Both of them are responsible for it.
of
It's
getting.
like when they finally shut down, they shut the hot end down first, which was to me was stupid.
Yeah.
I thought they would have kept the hot end going and closed all the other buildings
Mhm.
and used the scrap steel and sell it, but they never did that. They just
Um,
started with the hot end.
um,